Hi ho, it's Giant fans we go. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, you know what time it is, everyone? We thought we'd do a quick little video or whatever this is called, a little short, not even a short. You know what the fuck this is. Live stream. It's the live stream. Trenton is watching with his newborn daughter. I have to get her started on the right content early. Okay, well, we're gonna talk softly because Trenton's daughter's there, so we're not gonna fucking curse. So we're gonna leave that alone. Congratulations again, Trenton. Trenton's got, of course, has his first child, so big shout out to Trenton. I don't know if you want to say I already know the kid's name, but if you, I don't want to say it because you never know with some certain people online. Blackbird's on his way to Chick-fil-A. Banks will have a field day against us. Matthew said, "What's up, Tim OBB family? Let's get ourselves killed." AP is also in the chat saying salute to Tim in the chat. Daniel Bears sports highlights coming. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hi-ho, hi-ho. We're going to play the Eagles, you know. Giants are going to win. 27-15. Mark it down right now. Giants win 27-15. You're saying, Tim, are you drinking? Are you delusional? What makes you even think they're going to win? I got a feeling. I got a feeling in the pit of my stomach, and it's not an ulcer. Let me tell you how this is going to happen. Hey, Tim, what do you think about the Barkley news from yesterday? Have you heard about it? I heard about the Barkley news, but I'm going to get into first how the Giants are going to win tomorrow. 27-15. We'll do the excellent. Now give me super chats. No, 27-15. You want to know how? No, don't play Crash. That's just that. Well, Matthew, they're coming from 95. They just drive. You take a bus. Very simple. This is going to be a multiple point plan. It's got many moving parts. There's going to be some nuances that people may not understand, but people may not get. But this is how they're going to win 27-15. The Giants at MetLife are going to switch the locker rooms. I've already talked to maintenance. They're going to take the nameplates from the home team locker room and the away team locker room and reverse them. Then when the Eagles go into the away locker room and see Giant jerseys and helmets, we are going to tell them that their equipment didn't show up. So they're going to have to wear Giant gear. Ergo, when the Giants go into the visitor locker room, which is the home locker room, and see Eagle jerseys, we tell them we are doing it to confuse the Eagles. Reverse psychology. Boom. Math. Yes, it is a Coming to America reference. I won't be there tomorrow. Thank God. I am going to be at the Knick game. If anyone's at the Knick game, let me know. I'm in section 9, row 3. So if you're watching from the television, I'm on the Knicks bench side, 3 rows from the court. So I'll wave. If you're going to the game, let me know. Come on down, say hello. I'll be on celebrity row. I'm getting a VIP tour tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting. That's going to be fun. But we'll be at the Knick game, thank God. And I don't care if it's just a preseason game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't care. I would rather spend my time watching a preseason game that does not count than watching the garbage that we put on this field. And yes, the Saquon Barkley documentary. Oh, Lordy. You would have thought so many Giant fans, so many Giant content creators basically called Barkley a liar. Oh, everything you said is a lie, you liar. Giants never did these things, even though we told you they did. Even though we had firsthand knowledge from people in the building that told us these things happened. And I love it, though, because certain Giant content creators, not going to say who, Chat Sports, Bad Dog, we're not going to say who, basically said that, the Barkley was full of shit and he should have did this and did that. Well, the chickens have come home to roost because evidently Barkley in his infinite wisdom has this all on video, recorded all this, recorded the whole and documented the whole process of the Giants screwing him. So I'm not sure now what certain content creators are going to say in reference to Barkley presenting this information. And the fact that he said he would have taken $10 million, and evidently this is recorded. Trenton is 100% right. Barkley kept all the receipts and deleted tweets. I mean, yeah. Evidently, Mr. Finesse, he this is like a 5-year documentary. And he recorded almost all this shit for like 5 years of the Giants. So we thought that the playoff version of Hard Knocks, which is going to be coming up in a few weeks, not playoff version for us, but the NFC East version of Hard Knocks, which is going to focus on the playoffs, that we thought that was going to be bad after the initial version of Hard Knocks. Now imagine before even that, there is a documentary coming out from your star player who you fucked over, who happens to have put all this for prosperity on video, on tape, on whatever it is called now. And now he basically comes out and, and then I love it. Oh, dear Lord, I love it. Because I guess Ryan Fitzpatrick was talking to Daniel Jones. Zach Attack sent me the video. And Ryan Fitzpatrick is talking about Daniel Jones and the difference between the Giants and the Vikings, because that's where Daniel Jones went after he left the Giants. And basically, he said, Daniel Jones, that the Vikings were fucking next level. That they were like their quarterback room was fucking next level shit. And I was like, I don't know if we can hear it. Can we hear it? Let me see if I can play it. I don't care if I get another copyright strike because I'm not going to fucking be here anymore. NFL keeps sending me copyright strikes. Whatever. Fuck you. Fuck you, NFL. Here, I don't know if you can hear this.
Daniel Jones, New York Giants, and then go to Minnesota and come here. What are some of the things you feel like you've grown in, or maybe experiences you've had that you've matured and go to Minnesota?
Well, I always thought I worked, really hard. I tried to work really hard, and it was important to me to prepare, watch film, study. And I think I did that, but then going to Minnesota, I saw how Sam prepared, how, Kevin.
He's talking about Sam Darnold.
Prepared those guys, Josh McCown, Grant Udinski, that crew, and how
Josh McCown
detailed they were day in and day out on every little bit of the plan and how they're going to study it, what they're looking for, walking through it, quizzing each other in the quarterback room. And that made a big impression on me. And I was like, okay, that, this is maybe the next level of some of that stuff. And I think that changed. I think Kevin's just how aggressive he was in the play calling. I mean, you guys see it. It's like, it's play pass, but it's a lot of drop back shots, taking their chances. And that made an impression on me too. So, I think several things like that and just being around.
Ergo, the Giants quarterback room, Brian Daboll, Mike Kafka, are full of shit. They can't coach. I mean, listen, first of all, before we start kissing the ring of Daniel Jones, he has like the second easiest schedule in the entire league, and Jonathan Taylor. So this is 2022 all over again. He's not getting one of these. So it's 2022 written on. It's 2022 all literally all fucking over again. But at least he is honest and he comes out and says that the Giants coach, I mean, he said it, but he didn't say it, that the Giants coaching staff's a fucking joke. So Brian Daboll, Mike Kafka is a joke. Thor, that is the point. This is the point. The point is that the organization is a shit show. A lot of times we get little tidbits of information. And a lot of times that majority of the times I don't pass it along because it just isn't my place to. And sometimes people that tell me things in confidence. And we've gotten some informations which have been scarily accurate over the years because we know people that work, I'm not going to say where, but they work, let's just say around the Giant organization. And with the certain things that are going on in the background, someone told me something and I said, do you mind if I say it out loud? And they were like, oh, okay, yeah, you know. He was like, fine. He's like, you could say it, just don't say where you got it from. But he's like, you could say it. And this is the same guy that told us that Matt Rule was staying in Carolina. This was the same guy that told us that Matt Rule was not coming to the Giants. We reported 24 hours before this even happened that Matt Rule was taking the job in Carolina before it was even announced. And this is the same guy that told me this information. This, from what he's hearing within the Giant locker room, or the Giant organization, I'm not going to say locker room, Giant organization, that kind of what I've said before. If we have one win after the second Eagle game, and I always tell people when I say something, sometimes it's not because, and I'm so confident about it. It's not that I'm confident because I'm just confident. I'm confident because someone told me something. But he told me that if they're one win going into that and they lose that last Eagle game, that Brian Daboll is probably gone. And I laughed because I was like, well, that sounds like a good thing. If you know, but then I think to myself, well, what does that mean? Where are you going to go interim head coach? Because what scares the bejesus out of me, you still got the 49ers, the Bears, the Packers, the Lions, the Patriots, the Commanders, the Vikings, the Raiders, and the Cowboys. And I said, where are you going to go? No. And I vomited in my mouth a little bit when I heard this. Mike Kafka. There is evidently in a segment of Giant Land, and you can mark this down at 6:43, October 8th, 2025. There's a segment in Giant Land that believe Mike Kafka is a head coach. And if they move on from Brian Daboll, the interim head coach will be Mike Kafka. And he will be the interim head coach if they lose, because you got to remember, you lose that second Eagle game, you're 0-4 in your division and you have one win. So you're basically, even if you ran the table and let's say you won 9 wins, you're not winning your division because that you're basically almost winless and you're going to be under 500 in your division. But certain anacles in the Giant organization think that Mike Kafka is a head coach. Not lying. And like I said, this is the same guy that told us that the Giants weren't getting Matt Rule. People will remember there was my Andrew Thomas video when I emphatically said that the Giants will not pass on Andrew Thomas. And I was probably the only content creator that said that a week before the draft. You can go back and watch the video. That someone told me the Giants, 2 people told me the Giants would not pass on. They were not going to pass on Andrew Thomas. Zach Attack will tell you what video it is. And it's the same guy. So this guy who's told us two things that came to fruition is the same guy that is telling me that if they have one win after that second Eagle game in Philadelphia, that they will fire Brian Daboll, but they will put Mike Kafka in his place for the 49er game at home. I know. Like I said, I don't want to, Mr. Cormack, I don't want to believe it. I don't want to, T-Brad, it was funny because T-Brad, okay, if we win the rest of the games, we can still make the playoffs. I actually talked to T-Brad, and I told T-Brad that I wasn't supposed to tell anybody, but I decided, fuck it, because I asked the guy, I said, can I just say it? And he goes, go ahead. And I was actually telling T-Brad last night, yesterday afternoon on the phone, what the guy told me. But yes, there are people within the anacles of the bowels of the giant land at MetLife that think that Mike Kafka is a head coach right now. And the best part is you want to wait. Okay. Is everyone else sitting down? If this happens, Joe Shane will be back for 2026. Not lying. Truth. Honesty. The American way. And like I said, you could take it for what it's worth. You could tell me I'm a liar. You could do whatever you want. But people that have watched this show for the last 4 years know that a lot of times when I drop a piece of information, it's true. I was the same person that came out because we spoke to people in Leonard Williams' agency who said that he wanted Aaron Donald money. And people were like, he doesn't want Aaron Donald money. Then like a week later, they're like, he wants Aaron Donald money. So I'm just saying, take it for what it's worth. Take it with a grain of salt. But if this does happen, and I was thinking about it because I was trying to think about it in a logical sense. I was trying to think about this in a football sense, because if you only have one win after the second Eagle game, what is the thought process of keeping Brian Daboll? Because unless there's a Herculean turnaround, you may only win 2 additional games. So you're going to be another 3-14 team like last year. So really at that point in time, and this is why when he was telling me this, it kind of makes sense because of the fact that you have to find someone, because this is the loyalty of the Giants. You have to find someone that will take on the mantle of Jaxson Dart. I personally still don't know if he's the quarterback of the future. I see a lot of things that scare the bejesus out of me, like him throwing short in a dome on a flea flicker, to him throwing 5 yards short to our star wide receiver who has to come back and adjust the ball and rips up his knee in air. I see things that, I'm just very leery about, but it makes all the sense in the world if you think about this, because of the fact that if this happens, you need to find someone that's married to Jaxson Dart. Well, you have a guy in the building. You have a guy in the building in Mike Kafka. Mike Kafka, from what has received multiple interviews. And yes, it's part of the Rooney Rule, let's be honest. But he's had multiple interviews for head coaching positions in the NFL and in college. So when he told me that there is a contingent in the Giant building, I'm not. He didn't tell me if it was ownership. He didn't tell me who it was, but he said that there's a contingent in the Giant building that think that they'll fire Daboll, promote Mike Kafka to the interim head coach, give him the remaining 8 whatever games left, see what he can do as a head coach, see what he can do with Jaxson Dart, and then if it turns out that he is something, you can then remove the interim tag next year, keep the continuity within the organization, and then you bring back Joe Shane for year 5. I mean, like I said, when he told me, it was funny because I was chomping at the bit to come on and talk about it. I was chomping at the bit yesterday, and I was like, no, I probably shouldn't. But I was like, yeah, no. And then I was talking to T-Brad. I'm like, yeah, well, no, I shouldn't say anything. But then I was like, fuck it. It's like, fuck it. Let me make another call. I was like, do you mind if I say anything? He's like, no, I don't care because you're not going to say who I am. I said no because then I would ruin the information that sometimes we get. Yes, Kareem, very very similar to the McAdoo situation. But think about it. Just think about that for a second, though. If you are having a lost season, just think about that. You're 1-7 after the Eagle game, so that's 8 games. You have 9 games left. And there's the 49ers, the Bears, the Packers, the Lions, the Patriots who are playing lights out, the Commanders who are a playoff team, the Vikings, who I don't know how the Vikings doing in mirrors, the Ravens and the Cowboys. Excuse me, Raiders and the Cowboys. So really right now, I can't give them the 49er win. I can't give you the Bear win because you're in Chicago. I'm not giving you the Packer win. I'm not giving you the Lion win on the road. Hell, I can't give you the Patriot win. Because the Patriots and Drake May right now are playing lights out. I can't give you the Commander win, even though it's at home. I can't give you the Viking win. Maybe I give you the Raiders, and Lord knows about the Cowboys. So that's one additional win. So you technically could be a 2-win team. So if you literally want to see, what's up, Hung Dave? If you literally want to see what you have in Dart and Kafka, it makes all the sense in the world. You fire Daboll 8 games in. You promote his offensive coordinator, who has received multiple interviews as a head coach over the last 2 years. You let him work still with your young quarterback, and then you see what you have with these two guys. If it's a demonstrative failure, you get rid of him because you know it's a lost season anyways. And then you also throw Shane out. But let's say you catch lightning in a bottle, because a lot of times, especially with coaching changes, you can catch lightning in a bottle. It's not as prevalent as in like in the NBA and Major League Baseball. But just think about that for a minute. If you catch lightning in a bottle, and let's say Kafka goes the last 9 games, let's say he goes 4-5. Or let's say he even goes 3-6, and you see an improvement in Jaxson Dart. Okay, you know Jaxson Dart's your you hope Jaxson Dart is your quarterback of the future. But the problem is, if you're only a 3-win team, you're going to fire the head coach at the end of the year. So you need to find someone that can work with the rookie, who won't be a rookie, he'll be a second-year player, unless you plan on taking another pick another shot in the first round, even though you can't really trade up because you already traded a 3rd-round pick. But it makes all the fucking sense. It literally makes all the fucking sense in the world. And when he told me this, and it was funny because I did a short about it, but I didn't talk all about this, but I did a short about it. And I was like, this makes sense. I want to get to William Rowe. Belichick is about to get bought, and now Belichick can buy himself out for $1 million. We should make him. I said this on Twitter, William. I said if Belichick got bought out, we should make him head of football operations and let him make the decisions. I don't want Belichick here. Belichick is not the Belichick from even 5 years ago. It's kind of like what they did with Parcells in Miami and Tom Coughlin in Jacksonville. Old head coaches, you made president of football operations, and they didn't work out because the game is outside of Tom Brady. The game in minor success in Cleveland, the game is kind of past Belichick. And also, do you really want the drama and the humiliation with his girlfriend? No, the Giants don't need that. Let me get into the checks. I want to hear your thoughts on this little tidbit, this little nugget of information. Like a biological warfare. No, I'm just saying, I wasn't coming to America, like it says. What do we got here? Tim, what do you think about the Giannis news? It ain't happening. Giannis isn't coming here. You're not going to pull another Carmelo Anthony trade gut the roster, have Giannis, because you're going to have to get rid of OG Anunoby, Bridges, but you can't get rid of Bridges till February, and you got to get rid of Karl Anthony Towns. So you're gonna gut 3 start. No, it's not gonna happen. I'd rather watch the next play than watch the Giants get stomped looking like garbage. Oh yeah, that's what I was like. Well, fuck done. And I'm taking the wife. I'm taking Mrs. Online Big Blue tomorrow to MSG because it's gonna be great. Like I said, and it was even better because I told her, I said, when you sit in these seats, you have hostesses. You have a host or hostesses. And they come and they bring you your drinks and your food and. Yeah, I admit, okay, I like to be spoiled. So there's nothing better. There is nothing better than watching a Knick game from the third row and having people bring you everything you want. The greatest thing ever would be if they had a bedpan. Then I'd never have to leave my seat. Jay Ferry says, you don't see the Jalen diet ball. I'm crying out loud. Off the ground. Matthew says, rather watch the next Summer League game than the Giants at this point. Barkley did keep all the receipts and the deleted tweets. The Giants are an embarrassment. Yes, they are. He did record it all. That's the beautiful thing. New York Revival says, oh my goodness, the Giants stink all the way around, man. They do. But I'm telling you, New York Revival, I'm telling you, this is news that is this is first-hand news. And like I said, I would not normally like so when people tell me shit, I don't believe it. And but recently we started having on I was starting to jump into the pool of contact stuff, and we started having NFL players on and stuff. So it just and I laugh when I was talking to T-Brad and saying, yeah, they're saying that if he goes 1-7 after that second Eagle game, 0-4 in the division, they fire him and they're going to put Kafka in and see if he can work with Dart. I got to admit, when I heard that, and like I said, when I found out, when the people that have followed the show know I've talked about this gentleman before, he's 3-0. So is he going to be 4-0 at this news? I hope to God not. Thor says, this is wild. Giants are failing these young talent. They are. What I got now, they say a lot about the Giants coaching staff. It says a hell of a lot about the Giant coaching staff. Matthew says, Giant coaching staff is ass. I've been saying that forever. Mr. Fitness says, he said the freaking Vikings are next level to the Giants. Yeah, that killed me. William says, come on, bro. It sounds like he says he needed a veteran quarterback to learn from instead of being the guy replacing the veteran. He did have veteran quarterbacks to try to learn from. Never mind. You have the highest salary cap in the league. Shake my hand. The top to bottom is shit show. Zach, watching the Jacksonville on Monday night is one day. One is a good team finding a way to win. Matthew also says even some of the underrated coaches go other places and find success. Thor says no, he's saying they have no quarterback room, no conditioning, and no development. Yeah, you got it right. Mr. What says this organization is an example of nepotism, can destroy a great legacy. Giants organization has been surrounding itself with a bunch of yes men. It's destroyed a once proud and great franchise. And no, Zach, it's not Andre Patterson. Telling you guys. And I want everyone to come back when this happens. And as always, like we say, come back and happen and kiss the ring of the king. I love that. If the Giants had a Super Bowl ring, I would be like, I would want them to do something really cool like this. I mean, it's cool in the sense that it's incredibly stupid, but it's fun as hell. I trash the Yankees all the time, but man, they're in every year, and that's what it takes. You know what I laugh about with the Yankees? I was talking to James Williams yesterday, and we were laughing because we were like, it's the whole Yankee / Pittsburgh Steelers syndrome. They're always winning. They're always in the playoffs, but they don't win the championship. So everyone wants to fire them. And it's like, well, shit. I kind of wish that I was that way. I kind of wish that we were always in the championship game. But no, we don't get the Giants. The Yankees are actually on in 8 minutes, so we're not gonna stay on forever. So we're gonna. So I want to watch the Yankee game a little bit. Bro, Matt Kafka is straight. Yeah, he is. He is. Oh, I mean, so Brian Dill has been exposed. Yes, of course. Yes, Phil says, imagine being so bad at player evaluation, you give Slayton the same bag Peyton Saquon Barkley was asking for. I love it because Barkley's just like, I would have taken 10. Joe Shane. And he's like, it's like Joe Shane didn't want to hear it. It was like the whole Julian Love fiasco. The Giants offered Julian Love $10 million a year in season, and he turned it down. He hits free agency, doesn't get any offers, comes back to the Giants asking for 2 years, $12 million. And Joe Shane's like, well, we have Yusuf Corker. So good luck to you, bro. Good, even though you're a homegrown talent from the great Notre Dame, and everyone loves you here, and you had one of your best seasons, and you're on the cusp of being an all-pro Pro Bowler, we're not going to let you stay here with a discount. Fuck you. I'm the mighty Joe Shane. It's hard to watch this team. Sometimes it's hard to be a Giant fan. Daboll eats crayons. He might. Oh, Mr. What? Let's see. Mr. Rob says, I've been hearing it, and I refuse to believe it, but you're right. And like I said, that's like I said, New York Giants revival. I keep hearing it. I keep seeing it. And then when this guy who we have gotten information from before, and he's been scary right, sometimes 24 hours to a week ahead of everybody else. And then he said, Tim, you could say it. He was like, start the countdown after Thursday. I was like, oh my God, Tim, you're just going to retire me from the fandom of the Giants. William also says we're making the same mistake keeping Reese and firing Tom. Yeah. We like to make, I have to give the Giants credit. They like to make the same mistakes repeatedly. They're good at it. I will say one thing about the Giants. It is consistency. You consistently make bad mistakes. If there was a Super Bowl championship organization at making the worst mistakes humanly possible, the Giants would be the undefeated champion over the last 14 years. They would have 14 championships of stupidity. Hey, Mr. Alvarez. Hey, Tim, I knew the Giants were idiots, but at this point, it's comes to fucking fruition. The league better step in and force Mara to sell the team. I laugh because when this guy told me, and we did a video, that Matt Rule was not leaving the Panthers, that he was staying in Carolina. He was not going. He told us he's not going back to the Giants. He's not taking the Giant job. He's not leaving Carolina. And we did a podcast. We did a video about it. It's out there somewhere. I forget where it's at. It's out there. Zach Attack will show you. It was out there. And I was like, nah, you're full of crap. Then the news breaks 24 hours later. Then when he told us the Giants would not pass on drafting Andrew Thomas if he was there, we did a whole video about it. And that happened. I was like, okay. And that was like a week before the draft. And so now, like I said, he's basically he's 3-0, telling the shit. So my only prayer and hope is the Giants fucking win tomorrow. So why do I think the Giants are going to win? Just so I don't have to deal with a Mike Kafka regime. Leslie, of course, helping out the kids. Helping out the kids with the super chat. Man, I love you, man. Literally, I love you. I heart you. Let's see. Hey, Tim, hope you're doing well. Thanks for the inside information. Let's hope that doesn't actually happen. Either way, I'm glad to send a super chat to support the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. I think I've asked you, and you never sent it. And I'm going to ask you again. If you want, send me your address. I would like to send you a Giants replica Super Bowl ring. And I know you don't, and I know you don't do the super chats because of the fact that you're trying to, but I want to send you one of these. I want to send you one of these. You know, okay, listen. Okay, let's be honest. There's this, and there's this. Okay. Hey, Trenton. Never gonna get it. But I would like to send you a Super Bowl ring. I would like to send you a Giant Super Bowl ring. You could choose. You can have either the here, hold on. Goof Troop. Everyone just relax. Me and Leslie are talking. We're busy. Let's see here. I will, if you decide to, I will give you a choice of which ring. You're gonna have Super Bowl 1, 2. I personally like that ring the best. But I'll give you a choice. You can pick one of the Super Bowl rings. And I actually have I have a little box that they go in too. They're great. I got a guy. I'm not Italian. Ask me, you didn't get your ring? Brother, email me. Tim@onlineBigBlue.com. The problem is they come from China. Email me, brother. Email me. I'll check on your order when I get off tonight. And I'll email you back. Tim@onlineBigBlue.com. That's Tim@onlineBigBlue.com. I'm going to put it in the chat. So ask me and Leslie, well, either one. You can both. But yeah, here's there you go. There you go, my brother. Send me an email. I'll take care of it. Yeah, I got the box. I got like bunches of box sets. I literally have like 5 box sets. And then I got little box sets too. But ask me, yeah, just email me. And email me. Ask me, actually email me, because of the fact that I paid for it. Not that I'm being this wonderful human being. I didn't retire 14 years ago because of my good looks and personality. I did it because I'm frugal and cheap. And if I pay for something, I want to make sure that it is delivered. So I would love to say that I'm doing it out of goodness of my heart for you. But, well, I'll just lie and say I am. But I already paid for something. So, yes, services need to be rendered. Just throwing that out there. But thank you, bro. I mean, that's much love. Leslie, much love. That's, like I said, that's for the kids, man. The kids, you know, and it's tough. Like I said, it's tough to go to Philadelphia Children's Hospital. I haven't gone there in like 2 years, but I should go back. But it's tough. It's tough to go there. Hung Dave says Barkley wanted a trade and Maris said no. That's the other thing. Barkley asked for a trade and Maris says, no, you're too valuable to the franchise, but we're not re-signing you. You wish it was humor. Kafka is not a surprise pick, nor is it exciting unless Tomlin is getting fired. Who else is their option? Gruden's not coming here, and Brian Flores isn't coming here. Yes, from the guy whose success comes from Brian quarterback says Josh on Brian Daboll, and also the guy came with Jakai Kafka and Patrick Mahomes. Giants idiocy knows no bounds. Tell me about the Vikings when they win a Super Bowl. All right, I can do that. He's on the Vikings. If Trenton says fly, Eagles fly. Matthews says shit, man. 2 World Series in 17 years, no rings yet raised. I feel it. It's only been 5 years. We need to get there again. I love the fact, like I said, I just love Yankee fans because all fucking Yankee fans do is complain. All they do is complain and go to the World Series and go to the playoffs. Steeler fans, fire Mike Tomlin. Giants fans will gladly take Mike Tomlin. Good evening, says Robert. Hello, everyone on the chat. Matthew says, Tim, if you had to keep one of them, who would you keep, Daboll or Shane? That's like asking, would you rather keep herpes or syphilis? I'm going to have to go with neither. If you made a choice, I would then say neither. Because both of them are shit. Alvarez says they need to love walk to save the space to overpaid. Obviously, no. This was beforehand. This was Love left before all this. They underpaid Barkley. They underpaid Barkley, and Barkley evidently talks about this. About him getting tagged. Matthews, listen, Philosophy Stone says, I hope this is Joe Shane is fired and the Hard Knocks. Yeah, I hope so too, but it ain't gonna happen. Let's go Yankees. Let's go Yankees. Lovis Fist says, Coach, the entire coaching staff, his entire front office needs to be rebuilt. Yes, they do. Legend. Still gonna email me. No, like I said, no. You have to email me. You have to email me. Or, I'll just fucking find your original email. But that would entail me having to go search the emails. And that's a lot. China is the only place the Giants will be getting their rings from for the next couple of years. Oh my God. Once Tim retires, the Giant fan base will be 10% dumber. Zach, I'm actually offended. I'm actually offended by that. I assume once this happened, the Giants are going to be 1,000. No, Giant fans are going to be 90% dumber. Because this Tim just got back from cocktail. No, I'm actually getting ready to go out to cocktail hour. That's why I was like, well, let me jump on at 6:30 because like 7:30 I can go have some drinks because the wife is going to be home. She's not working the next 2 days. So that's why we're going to go to New York. So and hang out there. So yeah. So cocktail hour starts probably about in 30 minutes or so. Let's see here, Tim. What? So I hear about you retiring from the channel. Oh, was the setup to LeBron style decision making show? Oh no, I'm done. 2 years ago, I quit, and then I came back because I quit for the wrong reasons, and this was a decision made by myself. Mrs. Online Big Blue. And it was a decision that we just kind of said we're done. And her thought process was, my thought process was, you keep putting effort into these things. And while we have been successful, as we have, made strides. I mean, we have I love the YouTube channel. But the podcast, which is basically just a rebroadcast at times of the YouTube channel, has taken on a life of its own. And we have something, we average like 30,000 downloads a week. And we barely even do content anymore. So it's kind of taken on a life of its own. And, and I respect the Believe Network for, allowing us to be part of the Believe Network. And, it just reached a point while yes, we are coming into our own success, and it's nice to be successful, and it's nice to it's nice to be recognized and acknowledged as as a good a good content creator. But we're just kind of done. I mean, we just wish that we want to move to a different direction, get off my lawn. The Mad Railings of a Gen Xer does extremely well. And I barely do that show. I mean, I literally barely ever, provide content for that. Plus we want to do Nick's content and do other things. And it's just kind of reached the point that with the Giants, it's the same show for 14 years. It's the same show for the last 3 years. And I've said it before. I said it when the ink dried on the Daniel Jones contract. This team was not going to be good or relevant again until 2027. So as much as I've been a Giant fan since 76, I've only been to one game so far. I missed the first home opener since 1976 because it's just not fun anymore. I enjoy talking to everyone in the chat. I think that's fucking awesome. But I just kind of reached a point where, I don't do this for money. That's why I try to read every single chat I can. And then when with Leslie, when we do get a super chat, it's great because I give it away, and I give away the monthly revenue as well. But when you kind of reach a point in your life where it's like, okay, am I going to really continue to keep doing the same thing over and over again? Another head coach, another general manager, 2 years from now, another quarterback, By then, Dexter Lawrence will be older. Andrew Thomas will be on his way out. Malik Neighbors will probably be in Washington. It's a vicious cycle. We have literally become the Cleveland Browns. We are the Cleveland Browns when they came back in the second reiteration of Cleveland with the Kelly Holcomb and Tim Couch. We are that. I lived through the Andy Robustelli eras in the 70s and the garbage and the rebuild into 81 and then making the playoffs and the 82 strike and then falling down to 3-12-1 and picking ourselves back up in the bootstraps in 84 for that 9-7 season and the playoff win. And, Phil Simms, the first 4,000-yard passing season in Giant history, and Bill Parcells, and then the run-ins in the 90s and all through that. I'm done. I'm spent. I'm burnt out. It was funny because the Saints game. I watched the Saints game and I laughed though because I was torn about what to watch when the Saints game was on. I was torn. This is when I knew it was time to leave. Unnecessary Roughness was on the National Lampoon channel with Paul Blake and the Armored Armadillos. And the Giant Saints game was on. I'm not going to lie. I spent like a half hour with both of them on the screen and the sound on Necessary Roughness and the Giant channel on the other side. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of when I knew. That's kind of where I knew this was done. James says, Tim, I know you're tired of talking about the crappy team, but I know you are burnt out, but you do tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and no other content creator does it like you. You will be missed. I appreciate that. I really do. But you can still watch the Knicks. I'm going to do Knicks stuff all this year. Get Off My Lawn is there, and I might have a little surprise out there as well. And like I said, we are going to we're gonna continue doing this. We won't do. People have noticed and they've said that you used to do daily videos, and then you would do videos, 3-4 videos a week, and then you would do. Now you're down to like 2 podcasts a week or 2 live streams a week, and that's probably what we're gonna do, and with a video sprinkled in here and there. That's why I have to go to Young Ryan and watch his show. John Harbaugh's not a possibility. What would be the obvious intern coach that they fired? What move would be more? That's what I'm saying. And like I said, I'm not producing information that's earth-shattering. I'm just giving validity to something that someone told me who works. I'm not going to say where, but they are in close conjunction with the Giants. And he is saying after the second Philly game, if they only have 1 win, Daboll's out, Kafka's in, he will mentor Dart. And if things go well, all 3 in Kafka, Dart, and Shane will be back for year 5. Well, year 5 for whom. Matthew says Harbaugh would have to get fired. Yeah, Harbaugh's not getting fired. Jersey Bruner says, Tim, hey, maybe next year they'll finally fix the salary cap, buddy. Hey, listen, you know what the good thing is about the salary cap right now for next year? We don't have any dead cap space. Now it's early. We like to fuck up late. But right now, the Giants do not have any dead cap space going into 2026. Is that crazy? They don't have any dead cap number. Oh, no, actually, no. I lied. I lied. They have $216,000 in dead cap space. I lied. Because you have the Corey Black, Trey Hawkins, Jordan Riley. You have the Wells, Williams, Odell Fortune. You got a bunch of because these are all the guys that we got rid of that had guaranteed money at the end of last year. I love it. We have a dead cap number for Elijah Chapman of $334. That's about what this team is worth, $334. You gotta love it. But yeah, we have low dead cap space. Not saying right or wrong, but Daniel Jones, 4 years, $20 million is off season is happening. Oh, I would just die. Solidarity camps have no idea how I feel. I'm just done. Solidarity camp. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I hope to God I'm as a Giant fan, I am going to tell. Oh, and you know what else kind of fan I am? We almost forgot. I'm a FanDuel fan. FanDuel, the number one sports book in America. Go to FanDuel.com. Because if you go to FanDuel.com right now, I think the Giants are 6.5 point dogs right now. I don't know if the line has changed. So let's go to the mighty FanDuel. Of course, that's FanDuel.com. Giants are 7.5 point home underdogs. Oh, my God. So the Giants right now on the mighty FanDuel are 7.5 points home underdogs. Oh, thank God there's other stuff to bet on in FanDuel. Can I bet on the Knicks? I don't see why. I don't think they take. Do they take bets on preseason? Oh, they do. Oh, hold on here. So they do take bets on preseason. I might have to take a look at the Knicks odds on that preseason game. I'll have to go back and look at that right now. But of course, FanDuel is the number one sports book in the nation. That's FanDuel.com. NFL, win on a $5 bet, get $300 in bonus bets. There's restrictions and other things that apply on that right there, but make sure you also go to the mighty FanDuel.com. FanDuel, the number one sports book. I always say in the land, or according to Dom, in the Shire. So make sure you go to FanDuel.com. Pimp dang slip back, Tim. Why are fans saying, and thank you for the super chat. All super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Why are fans saying we need to build around Dart? He's basically a day two guy. What GM with a brain is going to commit to this guy? That's what I'm thinking. That's why I think Pimp. I don't know if you know if you're around. We were already talking. We got some inside scuttlebutt that the Giants will fire Brian Daboll if they are 1-7 after that second Eagle game. Promote Mike Kafka and slap the interim tag on him. See what happens. And if there's any bit of success, they will keep Kafka as the head coach for next year. Keep Joe Shane and ride again with Jaxson Dart. What's up, Mr. Dance? Let's go, Eagles! Fly, Eagles, fly. Fly into that fan that's out there that sits there to generate solar wind power. Sorry. See, look, we got Eagle stuff. I would do an Eagle giveaway, but I'm not doing an Eagle giveaway. Zach Attack says this is $334 is too much not to be worth more than a bus ticket for Isaac Yiadom. Isaac Yiadom's on the Saints and he got hurt. He didn't get to play. But we have $200,000 in dead cap space next year. Fly, Eagles, fly. Don't quit, man. I gotta quit. I try to be funny, Jay. Because you know what? We just gotta have fun. You will hand over the online Bleak Blue to your protege McLovin and walk off into the sunset. Now, McLovin's he hasn't done a video in 9 days.
I am McLovin.
And I actually just bitched at him on a text message saying, dude, you haven't done a video in 9 days. Get your ass on to work. Do work, son. I'm contemplating selling the channel. I'm contemplating that. Who's this? Who's this sent photo? It's Zach Attack. I could sell it. There's a website where you could sell your channel. It's great. Pimp the name Slick Back with Super Chat says, I'm confused. What exactly has Joe Shane done to save his job? Wink is responsible for the 7-1 start in 2022. That's about it. Does everyone remember when Drew Phillips was the greatest cornerback there was in history of the world? And we kept saying here that we don't see it. And Tyler Nubin is the greatest safety that we've ever had and don't see it. And you take a look at his first two classes. By 2026, there might not be any picks from the first two drafts on this team. And I've always told people after I kept hearing that, well, the third draft class was a home run. Yeah, and I kept telling people, you need 3 years to evaluate a draft class. Remember when we traded for Darren Waller? Remember when we brought in Paris Campbell? Remember we gave $160 million to Daniel Jones until told Saquon Barkley to go fuck off? Remember when we told Julian Love we don't need him? Remember we didn't give a contract offer to Xavier McKinney? Remember when we didn't have any cap space to have a quarterback or field the 53-man roster, so we had to trade?
King of the almost sack.
I don't know, man. That's why I'm so excited to go to MSG tomorrow. Yeah, I know it's preseason. I know that. No, it doesn't mean shit. But I'm just so excited to. Now, listen, I'm still going to go. I mean, I still have my season tickets. And this is going to be the last year's season tickets. And to Matthew's point, yes, I took off the auto renew. I literally did that. I'm going to go to the 49ers game, which is on the 2nd. Bad Dog is going to that game. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to the Packers game on the 16th. And then I might go to the Commanders game, and that's it. Now, I used to go to every single home game. When I lived in Miami, I used to fly, and you know what's just funny, because I used to thought it was ridiculous, but I met a lot of season ticket holders that used to do this that live in Florida. I used to fly in for home games. I would fly in Saturday morning and then fly out Sunday night after the game, depending on what time the game was. I used to truck my ass a couple hours up and down because I'm still 2 hours away. And I would still drive up there. And a lot of times I would stay in Berkeley Heights. And I would spend the night there because it's such a dangerous long ride home. But I did that for years, and I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry. I wish I could not be done, but I'm just done. And people have asked me, will you change your opinion if the Giants became good? Would you come back? No. I'm done. Fini. February, day after the Super Bowl, we'll do a stream. And it's going to be fucking epic. Not just like the hair, but it's going to be epic. And I want everyone to hit the like. I keep forgetting to tell people hit the like button. Mrs. Online Big Blue gets mad at me when I don't tell people hit the like button. And I don't want her to get mad at me. She's only 4'11", but she's scary. But hit the like button. You only got 22 likes. But like I said, I'm just not going to. If they become good, no, I'm done. I'm still done. Young Dave says, "Damn Tim, miss your brother. One of the best Giant content channels out there." Well, I appreciate that. I do. Like I said, I appreciate everybody. I really do. But sometimes regrets, I've had none. The RTP on Cam Jordan was soft call. Sadal Dirty Cam said, "Yeah, that same game exposed everything you were talking about, Tim. I apologize for my ignorance." Solidarity Camp, I love it because we make fun, and it's all in jest. It's never personal, and I know that. But when I announced my retirement, we blamed you. I don't know if you heard that. We blamed you. But it's all good, brother. It's not bad. Like I said, I never take anything personally. And you were never ignorant and said anything bad. It was just, you're a fan. And I've said this before, you're probably in your 20s, if I'm guessing, Solidarity Camp, because I've said this before, 2011, if you were 13, that's when you saw the Giants last Super Bowl. 14 years later, you're 27. So all you know is the tail end of Eli Manning and Daniel Jones. And you don't understand that you don't always hit on your first quarterback. You have quarterback teams that have been looking for quarterbacks in the quarterback desert for centuries, it seems like. And you don't always find. We got lucky because we had Phil Simms. We went through a little bit of dirt. Finally landed back on Kerry Collins. And went through a little bit of a dearth, and then landed on Eli Manning. Had Eli Manning for 16 years. Then you got 6 years of Daniel Jones. So you got like 22 years of quarterback playing. You don't know any different. Like I said, I've seen it all. I've seen it all from Craig Morton to Scott Bruner to Jeff Rutledge to Joe Pisarcik to Mark Reed. I mean, Danny Cannell, Kent Graham, Dave Brown. You know, I've seen the garbage. You know, but it's all good. Jersey Beaner, Tim, the Giants are like a bad divorce. Yeah, and you know what? Jersey Beaner, I got the kids. That's how bad the organization was during the divorce. I got full custody. So everyone left in the chat and everyone left on the other places that are watching, I got custody. So whenever we do something else, you got to come over there. Zach says, do you believe, besides the Giants, do you think overall quality of NFL product has gone downhill? Yes, I do. Let's see here. Gene says, it could be Gene, could be Sean. I don't know. Dart has a noodle arm, can't make the play in December with the pea shooter. Said this before, and I love it because someone on Twitter was so eloquently put it out after the win against the Chargers. And I keep saying this. One of the biggest things that I wanted to see at the combine was Jaxson Dart throw. Because I've heard from people that followed him that he had an average NFL arm. And I watched him with the deep passes, and he puts and even Kurt Warner said this, and a couple of people also said it during the broadcast. He puts so much air under his passes, and it's not like it's good air. You know, it's not like dropping the moon ball, but he has so much of a loft on his deep passes. And I watched him throw, and I said it's like watching somebody throw a javelin. If you watch his motion, and this 3/4, it's not even a sidearm, it's not even over the top. It's just this 3/4 throwing motion just doesn't work for me. It still bugs the shit out of me. And I feel like I'm taking crazy pills again because of the fact that, like Daniel Jones, I feel like I'm the only one that sees this. And when the Malik Neighbors play came out, I kept saying, and I was at the game, and we were on the 50, 12 rows up. And I kept talking to people in the stands going, it's a free play, and he threw it 5 yards short. And I was like, it wasn't even that deep of a pass. And then he was 5 yards short to the fact that Malik Neighbors had to come back, readjust, jump in the air. And I love the people with the turf still, because they're like, well, did you see his knee stick in the turf? No, that was his one knee that stuck in the turf. The other knee that was his left knee that got stuck in the turf. It was the right knee that got ripped apart in midair as he was overextending because he had to come back for a ball that was short. You put the ball 5 yards ahead of Malik Neighbors, we're not having this discussion. We're having a touchdown, and Malik Neighbors is still on the field. Then I see the flea flicker 5 yards short, and it's like, I can't. And then when he's throwing the ball in the middle of the field, he throws it with such velocity. It's like, did you ever hear of a touch pass? Trent says, Tim, if you quit, there will be no one left to cover the Giants in an unbiased way on YouTube. Well, I agree, but that's okay. On FanDuel, Tim, the line is plus 1,000 that Tim retires from his channel. Let's see here. The Giants are the joke of the league again. Wave Wild says, hey, Tim, what's up, Wave Wild? Don't send it to John Mara clone. Sell it. Hung Dave says, would you come back if the Giants became good? No. Sell it to Dom. No, I'm not selling it to anyone that I like. Seems like the refs need LASIK. I agree. Tyler Newman looks like about as fast as Justin Pennick last Sunday chasing Shadehead. I don't know who that is. Could you play of course we can play the Ghost Brothers, because this is Tim on 95.7 WFAN, bringing you the best in classic music. We have that hit by the online Big Blue known as the Ghost Brothers.
Submitted for your approval. The Ghost Brothers. Nobody needs to be afraid.
Wave Wild, that's for you. Make sure we keep you from feeding the beast that is Mara. Mr. Finesse says, if Shane comes back, I'm convinced the Giants front office is committed to being the worst franchise in football. It's true. Speaking of Newbin, let's compare him to the last second round safety Giants drafted Xavier McKinney. Xavier got the worst because they didn't want to pay the talent they had. Here's my thing about Tyler Newbin, and we've said this ad nauseum. I don't blame Tyler Newbin. Tyler Newbin should be a strong safety / in the box linebacker. Said this a million times before. He should be what Logan Ryan was. He should be what Peppers was. Guys that play 100% of the snaps, but they play 70% of those snaps in the box. Creep him at the line. Let him be a quasi safety linebacker. Do not put him in a coverage situation where he is in a foot race because he's going to lose every time. I kept saying this when we drafted him. This is not a guy that takes good angles. This is not a guy that's fleet of foot. And I don't blame him because he was the best safety in the draft. Well, that doesn't say much because evidently Jaxson Dart was one of the best quarterbacks in the draft. But use his strengths. That's what I keep. Use what he does well. He squares up nice on the tackle. He seems to keep the play in front of him. Just don't put him in a situation where he needs to cover anybody. Because I've said it before and I've said it last year. He can't cover a bed with a blanket. Hung Dave says, damn, Tim, you're going to miss. I'm not going anywhere yet. It's fine. I'm not going anywhere yet. Technically, it's 4 years because I really didn't get fully ramped up. But yes, 5. The account's been up for 5 years. Me and James take over the channel. Name it Two Angry Black Men. Yeah, that's all I need. That's all I need. Do I have the Angry Black Man clip? I don't think I have the angry. I don't think I ever finished the Angry Black. Oh yeah.
James Williams, Angry Black Man.
I was working on the James Williams Angry Black Man clip. Tim, what's up? Hope all's well. Everything's going good, Kevin. Giant stink. I'm buying the Colts hat and maybe a Rams hat. Matthew says, T-Rad, I would say what Tim was going to do. James, take over the channel and call it the Angry Black Men Show. I'm actually thinking, since some people call it bragging, but because I am braggadocious. But I am going to, I was actually thinking of creating an entire channel called the Angry Black Man Show, considering, I am up for the Black Podcaster of the Year award for Get Off My Lawn, the Matt Realmies of a Gen Xer. So I was thinking of maybe expanding on that if I won. I know I've talked to them. There is a fundamental flaw with my nomination. I'm not sure I know what it is yet, but there is a fundamental flaw. Zach says, I'm 24 and I was in 5th grade. I stay up late to watch Giant games with the 49ers, and Kyle Williams is my favorite 49er. James Williams, the new hopes, Captain Coors Light in the house. I love the idea. Maybe if James wants to, come on board, why not? I could turn the channel over to James. I'll keep the money and donate it. Oh, we got Robert. What's up? No, Mike Glenn. What's up, Mike Glenn? I haven't seen you in a long while. Mike Glenn became the newest member of the online Big Blue OG Members Club. Welcome aboard, Big Mike. Big Mike, I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've been, haven't seen you in a little bit. You've probably been busy working. That's probably why you haven't been around. Let's see here. James, the new host. Captain Coors Light. Yes, I like it. Everyone hit the like button. You're very welcome, Wild Wave. Tim. Hey, Tim, just got on. Did you cover the Saquon documentary? Yes. I've said that this is going to be a shit show wrapped in a sea of diarrhea before we even get to Hard Knocks. Because evidently Saquon has all the receipts and deleted tweets and everything on video. So, I mean, there's content creators can no longer say, well, that's Saquon, he's just a liar. This is what he said. This is what the Giants said and did. Nope. He's got it all on tape. So I cannot wait for Thursday, but I will be in New York. Newman would be benefiting from having McKinney. Like I said, Kareem, Newman to me, I don't blame Tyler Newman for what he is, because Tyler Newman just is what he is. We took him 2 years ago because he was the best safety in the draft. And just because, and I even said it, just because you take someone because they're the best safe, the Steelers took Kenny Pickett because they thought Kenny Pickett was the best quarterback in the draft. What do you think of DJ's success? I'm happy. I'm glad he's successful. As long as he's not playing the Giants. I always get in trouble, Mr. Gotti, because I always wish former Giants well. And because of the fact that just because they leave here doesn't mean their career needs to end. So many former Giants have found success so many other places besides here that I wish them well. We got two Giant notifications. Oh no, that can't be good. Oh, watch the latest episode of the Brian Daboll Show. And I have a checklist for my tickets. Save mobile tickets, wallet, get to your parking pass, arrive early. Who's this? Why do people say I'm not interested in doing anything? I'm not interested in anything. I always love people. Are you interested? No, I don't want to do anything. But yeah, we go over that. But I don't sound to blame. And like I said, it is what it is. Indiana Jones tearing it up with the Colts. Indiana Jones is tearing up with the Colts because there's really nothing there. They have the second easiest schedule in the entire NFL. Kind of like the way the Giants won in 2022. It's all good. Turn the channel over to James and I'll co-host it. No, you know what? Maybe we should have a channel off. That's what I should do. I'll retain creative control. Oh, I could be like the producer. Ooh. Like when Believe tries to control me, I could be like the producer of the show. I'm liking this thought process here. And then I could tell other people what to do. And then I could take all the money and donate it. Maybe we'll have a channel off. Maybe what we'll do. You know what we should do? Maybe we'll have people come on and host the show. Do like a host thing. Yeah. Also we're going to be doing another show from a bar. We did the Shannon Rose in Clifton, New Jersey last year. There's another bar in upper New Jersey, in northern New Jersey, not too far from Clifton, that has asked me to come out and do a show, do another live podcast from the bar. So we're going to do that again. I'm not sure what game it's going to be. It's going to be it's going to be an away game. We're discussing, we're shooting for December 1st game against the Pats. Because that's a night game. That's at 8:15, and we did a night game last time. So we're thinking about doing the 8:50 unless they get flexed. So we're thinking about doing that, but we'll have to about that. We'll look into that. But Kenny made everyone look good. He did. You're right. Matthew has arrived early to avoid all the Eagle fans. No, I'm going to be in I'm going to be an MSG. I just do not understand how all the former players do well with other teams because we don't know how to coach. Tim's version of Jerry's Kids. It's a telethon. First, the Fat Boys break up, and now this. When the Fat Boys did their version of the twist, come on, that was classic. And they had Chubby Checker on too. So I mean, so that's just. Does anyone else got anything to say? Because I'm tired. I'm tired. I still got to get everyone off to school tomorrow. I have to cut this for a pod for Believe. So much work. So much work, so much time. And I think Unnecessary Roughness is on again. So I might have to watch that. So much going on in my life. Big Don. Why are you jumping in, Big Don, now when I'm leaving, when I'm walking out? I'm getting ready to leave. Plus, I want to go watch baseball. I haven't been into baseball this season, but I do want to watch some baseball. Get that out of the way. Did anyone see the I was laughing because the WNBA always pops up on my chart. And the let's see, the Blue Jays are up 1-0 over the Yanks. And I love it because they give a big shout out to Big Don for giving out those big memberships. Don is the man as always. Oh, you've been here, bro? Why didn't you tell me that earlier? The WNBA always pops up on my thing, and I just die laughing with the WNBA because it's just such not good basketball. And evidently, there's a couple videos going out of current WNBA players getting smoked by a bunch of middle school boys. And I was watching this video, and I'm like, that kid's like 13, and he's making these girls look silly. But don't worry, it's good basketball. We really get spoiled by the golden era of Kerry Collins, Kurt Warner, Eli Manning back to back. The offense looks like the same as with DJ. Hard to watch. I agree, guys. It's difficult. This is difficult. It's difficult to watch, and the Yankees are losing. So I'm out of here, guys. I'm gonna go do what I need to do. Do that thing I do. Do the whatever I gotta do. Won't be on tomorrow. That's why I did a quick show tonight, the last minute, because of the fact that we're gonna be at the Knick game. We may still do the Sunday show. I haven't decided yet, but we might still do the Sunday show because I'm not gonna be able to do a show on Friday because I'm gonna be wrecked because I'm probably gonna go home like at 2:00 in the morning, and then I got to get up at 6 to get the kids off to school. So we're probably not going to do anything on Friday, and I got some stuff to do on Sunday as well. So no, I can't do Sunday. That's right. I got an event on Sunday, so I can't do Sunday. So we'll figure it out. Again, if you didn't heard my breaking news, a verified rumor or source who has given us information before is saying that if the Giants are at 1 win after the second Eagle game, that Brian Daboll will be fired. Mike Kafka will become the interim head coach. And if everything goes as expected, all three, including Joe Shane, will be back for 2026. That should make you sick just thinking of it. I want to thank everyone that came in at the last minute. This was not one of these shows that we were that we put together. This is just something we put together at the last minute. I'm gonna go do what I need to do. I'm gonna post some stuff on Twitter from the Knick game tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned from that. And as always, like, subscribe, blah 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 blah. See everyone soon, and I'm out of here.